Alright, hell yeah. So a viewer sent me this problem 60 minus 12. They were saying that they do it by taking 60, subtracting 10 to get 50, and then subtracting 2 more to get 48. Now that's pretty sweet and pretty easy. Now they asked me is like, hey, can I do this in a different way? So yes, and it might appear that all I'm doing is subtracting 2 first and then the 10, but work with me on this. So hell yeah, I have a number line between 0 and 60. Here's 60 and here's 12. What I'm going to do to both of these numbers is subtract 2. And mentally, I'm going to, in my head, kind of know that these are on a number line. And so if I subtract 2 from here, this goes to 10. Subtract 2 from here, this goes to 58. And so back to 60 and 12, the answer to this problem is the numbers between here on this number line. So just the fact that I shift this 2 this way, this 2 this way, the answer, or the numbers in between these, is still the same. It's still 48 numbers in between. And so what we're going to do is show how that works as vectors as well. If I have a vector from 0 to 60, and then I subtract a vector of a length of 12, it's the same thing. And this always confused me in physics. You know what I mean? You kind of have to do it for yourself. It's the same thing as taking a vector of 60 and then placing another vector of 12 at the same origin and then saying that the difference between them is a vector that would be in starting from here and going to there. So how we do that is like, well, if we added 60 plus 12, we would get 72. And so with vectors, you can always add the opposite. So if here's a vector of 12, I can say, hey, this is the opposite of 12. And I'm just going to add this. So I go tail to tip for 60, and then place this new vector, you know what I mean, whatever they say, tip to tail, tail to tip, and then we're going to add that negative. And then the resultant vector is going to be this length. It's going to be that 48. And let's write that in, because this is where it gets kind of like confusing. It's just like, well, it looks like that would be my resultant, but because I can, because vectors are transmissible, I think that's kind of the word, is that, you know what I mean, we can also represent it like this. And so, anyway, so hell yeah. And I'm missing a step in there, but bear with me. But hell yeah, just for this though, I'm just thinking of these numbers, 60 and 12, on a number line, and then I'm going to shift it 2. So I can subtract 2 from both sides, then I get 58 and 10, and then I can see that the numbers between 58 and 10 is going to be 48. So visually I can see that just a lot better. So hell yeah. So that's all I want to do for this video, but it's just kind of, you know what I mean, one other way to do it, even though it seems ridiculous. But, oh no, we can finish with this, because I can go the other direction. You know what I mean? I can add 8 to both sides as well. I can have 60 and 12, and then add 8 to this one. I go up to 20. Add 8 to this, I go to 68. So it's off the page. But I'll have 68 and 20. What's the numbers between 68 and 20? Well, it's essentially just 68 minus 20, but there's 48 numbers between there. So there you go. So I can move these two numbers anywhere along the number line, kind of shift their location just by either subtracting 2 from both sides, adding 8 to both sides, and for sure what we're doing there is trying to hit, you know what I mean? Subtracting by 10 is way easier than subtracting by 12. So hell yeah. Alright, that does it for this video. Thanks for joining me, and that's a video.